Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10x your day, 10x your life, 10x all of it. And that includes Springfield, y'all. You are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast. Robert Ferriell here, certified 10x coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. You are listening to your weekly battle plan here on Elevate Springfield, where every Sunday we're going to give you ways to control time, ways to create time, and some things that we encourage you add to that battle plan. We're going to get right to it after the break.
Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at sangamontreeservice.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.
And we are back. Time to get that battle plan set up. Hey, we're another great week on Elevate Springfield coming up. On Monday, we've got Justin Knadler from Bank of Springfield. We're going to talk a little bit about his time in the major leagues. For those of you who know him, he played Major League Baseball for about 10 years prior to coming back and working at Bank of Springfield. So a lot of great stories there. A lot of great stories both from the baseball side and from his time here in Springfield. So check that one out on Monday. Then on Tuesday, we have our Next Gen segment with Ellie. She's going to be back in. We're going to talk some 10X topics. And then we're going to play a little fun game while we're at it. We had a discussion last week about filler words, so we're going to have a little game involved on our Tuesday episode as well. Then Wednesday, we'll have our Communities Grow Together segment. I spoke with the 3 winners of the New Venture Challenge through Sangamon CEO, the top 3 that is, and great time talking with 3 young entrepreneurs. We're going to dive into a little bit about what their businesses are, what their pitch was, and if they're going to continue those businesses as they head off to college next fall. So as you guys know, Sundays are all about controlling time and adding to that battle plan. So before we get to our topic today, there are a couple of quick events that are going on this week. First of which is a CILSA event. That's the Central Illinois Customer Service Association. That is on the 8th, so Friday, from 8 to 1 over at Real Life Church. They're going to have Debbie Peterson in there giving a presentation, but it is in conjunction with LeaderCast, a more national event. And on Thursday, the Chatham Chamber has their prayer breakfast over at Chatham United Methodist Church. That is 7 to 8:30. Do need to RSVP for that, and really for both events. So 2 things you can add for this week. Check those out on Thursday and Friday. Then a week ahead, on the 14th, we have our Elevate Springfield Insider Program. If you recall, those are every second and fourth Thursday of the month at 11 o'clock via Zoom. We're going to have Dr. Brian Willie in. You may remember him from the show. He's had a full episode and he's done a couple of wellness upgrade segments with us. We'd love to have you join us. Head over to bigdogbc.com/elevate. So we've talked about a number of different ways to control time throughout these first few months, or 4 months, I guess, of the year since we started this Sunday segment. We've also, on our Separation Saturday segment, talked a lot about follow-up and the importance of 10x follow-ups. What I'd like to talk about today is really the intersection of those two things, the time when it comes to follow-up. So what we call that, and you've probably heard the term before, speed to lead, how quickly you get to that person when that lead comes in. This could be one of the most overlooked, underestimated, and quite frankly, sometimes ignored disciplines in your follow-up. We talk a lot about in 10X, we don't want to compete. We want to dominate, because we always talk about if you're not first, you are last, and being first to the lead gives you a decided advantage over everyone else, because really 50% of all deals go to the first one that follows up. So be that first one. And that's what we're talking about with speed to lead, because the lead, the sale, does not always go to the best salesperson. A lot of times it can go to the fastest one, the person that reaches out quickest. Like I just said, 50% of those deals go to the first ones that follow up. And you can't say that every single one of those, it was the best salesperson out there. All right. So yes, your product matters, your pitch matters, your script matters, but not if you are waiting too long to get back to that lead. If you wait 30 minutes, guess what? What happens in that 30 minutes? Somebody else already made contact. Somebody else already built rapport. Somebody else already started closing a deal, because speed is a competitive advantage. GC always talks about time kills deals. So the more time you put in there, the higher chance it will be to kill that deal, because every second you wait, your potential client loses interest, finds another option, gets distracted, or just completely talks themselves out of getting that product or service altogether. So let's talk about the 5-minute rule. Now, we would recommend it much quicker than that. We would recommend it in the first 60 seconds or, first minute or two. But if you can get down to at least the first 5 minutes, that's going to change your business, because if you haven't responded in the first 5 minutes, you've already lost. Studies back this up. You are 10 times more likely to get in touch with that lead if you follow up in the first 5 minutes. But you don't even have to look at the studies. Don't even have to look at the data. Think about your own behavior. When you're interested in something, you want to know now. You want those answers now. You're emotionally engaged at the moment, so you want to know about the product or service now, and you're ready to act. That window is small, and if you miss it, if you're too slow, you become irrelevant to that potential client. Obsess over speed. We've talked a lot about be obsessed or be average. Same thing applies here. Average in this context is expensive. Most people will operate something like this. Hey, I'll get back to them after lunch. I'll send an email later. I'll call in the morning. It's toward the end of the day. I'll just call in the morning, right? That's average behavior. And average behavior gets average or worse results. We've talked about the 4 levels of action, and average being the most dangerous level of action. Average can also be the most expensive place you live in business, because you become complacent. So you waste leads, you waste marketing dollars, you waste opportunities. Speed to lead is about eliminating hesitation and being obsessed and not settling for average. So let's have that speed mindset. This is where GC really separates himself from everyone else. It's that urgency. Speed and urgency is not just a process, it's an identity. It's who you become. The person that calls back immediately, the person that responds instantly, the person that takes action without delay. You don't think about responding, you just respond. Because winners control time. They dominate their time. And in this instance, speed to lead is the way you can dominate follow-up and time at the same time. So what can we do? What are some practical steps to utilize speed to lead? Well, first off, you have to have your CRM or whatever notifications you have to get that lead set up properly. The best way to do this is through a CRM, so you can have notifications sent to your phone or it goes straight to your dialer, whatever the case may be. But you have to have those notifications on for whatever system you're using so you get that lead immediately, not an email that you don't see until a day and a half later. It has to be something immediate. And for those of you who are solopreneurs out there, that can happen if you don't have somebody checking those leads all the time. Maybe you're out working, you're on a job, and those leads sometimes get put to the back burner before you're able to take care of them. Another thing you can do, call first. Don't email first. Email can be passive, whereas calling is more, quite frankly, aggressive. And aggressive wins when it comes to this stuff. And use multiple channels. Call, text, email, back to back. It's not annoying. It's showing your commitment. You can also use a script. We've talked before about not knowing what to say can cause hesitation, can cause that feeling of, I don't really want to call right now. I don't really know what I'm going to say. It decreases your confidence if you don't know what you're going to say. So if you have a script, you can be confident knowing exactly what you need to say. Simple, direct, let's go. If you need any help with scripts, you can always give us a shout over at Big Dog Business Coaching, and we can help you through that. And then, like we've talked before in the follow-up segments on Saturdays, follow up like your business depends on it, because it does. Follow-up is where you are going to find that gold. The fortune is in the follow-up. It takes 5 to 12 contacts for somebody to become a client, but you got to get to those 5 to 12 contacts. You got to get past those no's to get to those yeses. You see, GC talks about this being a huge competitive advantage for you because most of the competition is lazy. They're slow to lead. They hesitate. They overthink. So when you move fast, again, you dominate. Speed to lead is one of the easiest ways to 10x your results without spending more on marketing, more leads, having a bigger budget. This is simply faster execution because urgency equals income. Your income can be directly tied to how fast you respond, how often you follow up, and how seriously you take every lead. If you treat a lead casually, you get casual results, right? So same thing with the average. If you do average follow-up, you're going to get average results. Act like every lead is a deal and continually follow up and do it quickly. So, hey, here's your challenge for today. Starting today, respond to every lead within 5 minutes. I would challenge you to go to 1 minute, but at least get it down to 5 minutes. That is where a lot of the studies show at least under 5 minutes gives you a competitive advantage. Call first, not last, and follow up more than feels comfortable. If you want help on a follow-up script or different ways to follow up throughout the year, give us a shout. We'd be happy to help you. Remember, with all of this, speed doesn't require perfection. It takes confidence, and it requires massive action and massive commitment to do it. Because if you're not first, you're last. From GC himself. Hope that helps. We'll be back after the break.
Hey Springfield, when it comes to reliable, high-quality roofing, you don't want to leave things to chance. That's why you should reach out to Acosta Angeli Roofing, your local roofing expert serving Springfield and surrounding communities. From quick, dependable repairs to full replacement, from residential to commercial, they are your trusted pros. Call them today at 217-993-2748 or visit their website to book your free quote and inspection. Don't wait. A little leak now could lead to major damage later.
Trust the local experts, protect your home, and get peace of mind with Acosta Angeli Roofing.
Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hey, don't forget, while you're out on social, check ours out. You can check my personal one out at Robert Ferriell, at everywhere. Check out those Elevate Springfield pages, those Big Dog Business Coaching pages as well. Check us out over on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a like or a follow on any of those channels. We would certainly appreciate it. So hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great.
When I first walked into Shudokan Karate Club, I was just looking for a way to get stronger, but what I found was so much more. Here we train in traditional karate, the real stuff, passed down through generations. Every punch, every kata has purpose. I've learned self-discipline, confidence, and how to protect myself. Not just in class, but in real life. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being prepared. This is more than a club, it's a way of life. Join us at Shudokan, traditional, powerful, real. Ki-ai!